And we need to talk to the House for Top manservant who is going to take us on a tour of the city. Greetings, Master Shade. On behalf of House Fulton, I bid you welcome to Ishgard. My lord humbly requests your presence as his residence in the Pillars. If you would all come with me. Let's follow him. Oh, we're getting sent straight. Okay. You guys can... I'll meet you there. I'm gonna go on my own little tour of the city. If I get down there. Oh, right, this stair. There. This is the Broom Ethernet Shard. Zone music here is cool. We'll find out more about the various regions, but I'm just going to say hi to them now and pick up my Ethernet Shard locations so that I can more easily teleport around the city. And that is Machinist. A ranged DPS, ranged physical DPS class. That primary weapon is a pair of pistols. Later on you get access to a series of automata, basically. And that's the 3 in this region of the city. So, off to the other part of the city now. Or am I? Ah. Go to Jeweled Crozier, which is the market district of Ishgard. This city can be a bit annoying to navigate at times. Here. Set Emerald's Cathedral. I honestly don't think I've ever made a point of using that one. Tribunal, and that's also Dark Knight. The angsty edgelord tank class. If you liked playing Death Knights in WoW, that's probably going to be your preference. And that is Scholar. It's a shield class. Or, no, that's Astrologian. Scholars are the other shield. There used to be a thing where they were like a hybrid healing class, and you could choose whether to have regen or shields, but I think they got rid of... I have not played an Astrologian in a long time. I don't know what the current state of the class is. My main is a pew pew gun healer because sages are glorious, and I love them. I just generally like the aesthetics of Sage, and also if you have seen the Endwalker trailer, they look amazing in it. That is a long way in the future. Okay, that's all the other nets accessed. And we can now use them to teleport out through the Gate of Justice. Now we see what Hoffsfont wants. Warrior of Light and its brave companions walking the streets of Ishgard at last. What a glorious sight. Cannot tell you how long I have waited for this day. Allow me to present to you my family home, Fortemps Manor. Should like nothing more than to show you around, but everyone is gathered to receive you. Come, my friends, introductions must be made. They get rid of the Tour of the City quest?
My lord, I have returned with the Scions.
I hope your journey was not too taxing.
They have to line us up in high order.
I, Count Edmond de Fortemps, do bid you welcome.
Thank you.
As wards of House Fortemps, you shall be afforded every courtesy. My home is your home.
My companions and I are deeply honored, Count Fortemps.
The honor is mine, Master Alphino. Consider it an expression of our gratitude for your service to Ishgard.
Straight.
Forgive me, my lord, but are you not concerned? To accept foreign guests at such a juncture, especially ones with our reputation.
I don't think he cares.
Do not worry yourself on my account. 'Tis true that Ishgard's first thought has ever been the war effort, hence the closing of our borders. Yet it is in troubled times most of all that men should seek allies, don't you think? Granted, my decision will have raised eyebrows in the vault and in the halls of the other high houses. But so long as you continue with your altruistic endeavors, I doubt my honored peers will feel moved to voice their concerns.
Then there is naught to fear. Though our numbers are much reduced, we are no less determined to carry on our work.
Full glad am I to hear it. But before you return to your labors, why not take a tour of the city? You would do well, I think, to acquaint yourselves with your new surroundings. After all, you may be here for some time.
That's ominous. Oh, do I take the tour of the city afterwards? Though our friends in House Fortemps have been generous enough to extend us their protection, we must take care not to impose too much on their hospitality. It is only proper that we learn about our new home, so that we might become more self-sufficient. It'll take a while to learn the lay of the land, but learn it we must. Then there's the markets and taverns. We'll need to know where to shop and where to hear small talk. Seems the tour of the city is indeed in order. I thank you for your counsel, my lord. My companions and I shall of course do as you suggest. Very good. Then my manservant shall accompany you. He will be able to answer any questions you might have. Ah, but I grow forgetful in my dotage. There's something I must give you ere we part. The documentation is in order, I trust? Yes, my lord. Why are you so tall? I got a card. These documents identify you as wards of House Forton. Given that our borders have remained closed for decades, many of my countrymen are unaccustomed to treating with foreigners. Should anyone happen to question your presence here, it may prove necessary to remind him that you will remain under the protection of House Forton. But let us hope it shall not come to that. Rest assured that we shall do our utmost to avoid any situation which might compel us to invoke your name. Archon, Tataru, the city awaits. Let's go! Hello, manservant. Tommy. This is your first time in our fair city. Pray permit me to show you to the Hoplon, from whence we may gaze upon the splendor of the Holy Vault. Though all other sights pale in comparison, 'tis only meet that you see it first. I shall then show you around the jeweled crozier, where you may purchase all manner of goods and services, before descending to Foundation Zetherat Plaza. If there are no questions? Okay, I remembered the tour of the city being before you got to Forton Manor, but it is after. Okay. The Hoplon, so named for the great bronze shield borne by our nation's patron deity, is the largest plaza in Ishgard. Magnificent cathedral to the north is, of course, the Holy Vault. The vault is both Ishgard's seat of government and the residence of the Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. Begging your pardon, the statues to the 12th. Are they perchance Thoron's famed Knights 12? Very good, Master Alphino. They are the fathers of Ishgard, the brave knights who joined with King Thoron the first to put down Nidhogg and found this great nation. Ours is a city rich in history and tradition, and there is much you can learn by exploring the pillars, time permitting, of course. Now then, if you would follow me to the jeweled crozier, I shall introduce you to Mr. Soleil, our master of the markets. It is a lot faster to just go to the nearest Ethernet shard and jump, since we have visited them all. You're clearly not locals or traveling peddlers. which makes you all... I think he scared her. Ah, wards of House Vaton. Well, very interesting. Count Edmund has granted us leave to remain in Ishgard for as long as we wish. Which may be some time. Accordingly, we will have need of sundry goods, and so desire to make your acquaintance. That is, of course, assuming you are content to accept the custom of foreigners. Should you be uncomfortable. Young sir, we do not discriminate in matters of money. If you have coin to spend, who are we to refuse it? Weapons, armor, accoutrement, medicine, materials, whatever you desire, it can be found in the Crozier. Our merchants will be more than happy to accommodate you, as you shall soon see. Our next destination is the other Azarite Plaza and Foundation. If everyone is ready. And again, we just take the Ethernet shard over. Helps if I remember where I'm going. And here we have Foundation's Etherite Plaza. If you are yet to attune to the Etherite, it would be wise to do so now. I did that ages ago, so we're gonna wanna... Don't say it, Taro. As for our next destination, mayhap we should decide together. What else can be found nearby? Sky Seal Manufacturer stands to the west. There our engineers conceive and manufacture weapons for use against the dragons. The Holy Stables, where Chocobo are trained for war, also lie in that direction. To the north and east can be found the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly. While to the south and east, well, it would be best if you avoided that area. And why is that? I fear our knights may not be able to ensure your safety in the lowest levels, Master Alfino. Hold your nose when you pass the broom, little lord. Delicate flower like you is like to wilt in our fumes. Judge me, sir, for I am no lord but a humble traveler. Oh, come to see the sights, have ye? Take a turn down the Hopland and gawp at the statues. Well, if you've a mind to learn how the better half live, come and have a drink at the Forgotten Knight, if your nursemaid'll let ye. My humblest apologies, Master Alfino. Pray pay that drunken lout no mind. Oh, but I must. It would not do to refuse such a heartfelt invitation. Yes, I simply must see this Forgotten Knight for myself. I trust you see the wisdom in this, Archon. There are few sources of information more abundant than a bustling local hostelry. Not that I expect to hear any news of our missing comrades just yet. Nevertheless, who can say what we might learn of recent events? Then I'm coming too. Tataru seems like she'd be at home at the bar. best way into the bar is the Forgotten Knight Ethernet Shard, and then someday we'll do clan hunts. But for now, nobody takes the stairs, just jump. Must say, this is rather unusual. Not just one, but a whole party of fresh new faces in my tavern. But recently arrived in Ishgard and are eager to acquaint ourselves with her more notable establishments, Master Gibberlon. Just Gibberlon will do. I'm flattered you think so highly of my establishment. Can't promise it'll live up to your expectations, but if it's decent food and drink you're after, you could do much worse. Judging by the number of customers I see, I suspect your fare is rather more than decent. Speaking of your clientele, could not help but note a difference between those who frequent the upper and lower floors. Spotted that, did you? Aye, up here you'll find peddlers, boarders, off-duty knights, and so forth, dropping in on their way to or from somewhere else. Regulars maybe, but not locals. Folks from the Broom, they tend to congregate downstairs, where we offer a menu more suited to their tastes. Cheaper meals, stronger spirits, all quality, mind, but not the sort of stuff I'd recommend to yourselves. You speak of the lowest levels, yes? Why do you call them the Broom, if I may ask? Because when the weather's foul and the broom rolls in thick, it's the poor sods living at the bottom who have to deal with it. See. And it's not just the weather. When the wyverns broke through the wards and started tearing up the city, it was the Broom that got the worst of it, while the pillars enjoyed the protection of the high houses and the temple knights. More than a few people are still sore about that, mind, which is why, considering your present company, I'd recommend you keep your wits about you if you mean to go below. Something sharp in your boot, just to be sure. Shall take your words to heart, sir. Master Alfino, I think it would be best if we returned to Fortemps Manor. You go on ahead without me. I'm staying for a drink or two. Miss Tataru, I'm afraid that is out of the question. My lord the Count would never forgive me if I abandoned one of his charges in such a place. Least of all a maiden. What are you up to, Tataru? Look around, Alfino. This tavern is full of people whose business regularly takes them beyond the gates of judgment. With friends like that, I could practically live here and wait for the newest gossip to come to me. Will you be safe here on your own? Oh, please. Do you know how often I looked after the waking sands and the rising stones by myself? If I had a guild for every unwelcome caller I've driven away, I'd be rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'll be fine. Not that I doubt the lady's knack for fending off unwanted advances, though to be damned if I'm going to let anyone lay an unwelcome hand on a patron in my establishment. That settles it then. Tataru, Archon and I shall return to the manor for now. Contact me by link pearl if you require assistance. I will. Returning to House Fortemps, which is near the last vigil.